Hello guys, so in today's video I'm going to be doing what if Ash used his intended team against Conway in the round 16 in the Sinnoh League. So I feel like this will be interesting because I wanted to see how that team performed. I'm sure a lot of other people did. Infernape, Torterra, Glalie. So yeah, in this timeline, he actually does use it. Will he win? Will he lose? Stay tuned to find out. So the leads are going to be Infernape and Gibble. Because originally, Ash was going to lead with Infernape because he learned a new move. And Barry comments on why didn't you lead with Infernape, stuff like that. So I feel like Infernape, he would get succumb to like the withdrawal of Shuckle and the power trip because he is a pretty speedy Pokemon. But Shuckle, with all the withdrawals, I think the same thing would happen with Noctowl, just gets thrown back by his attacks. But I feel like Infernape would get quite a bit more damage off on Shuckle than Noctowl did. So yeah, I think he decides to switch into Torterra. And I think the same thing would happen with Gibble, where Shuckle would use Gyro Ball, Torterra catches it in his mouth, and I feel like Ash would see this as a perfect opportunity to use an Energy Ball to KO Shuckle. I know, Torterra's first ever win as a Torterra. It is quite crazy. So then I feel like instead of going into Licky Licky, because Lick, Power Whip, and Thunderbolt would do pretty much nothing to Torterra, Conway actually sends out Dusknoir second instead of Licky Licky. And I feel like in this battle, he mean looks straight away. Torterra tries to use Rock Climb, but it just doesn't do anything. Actually, probably not Rock Climb, maybe like Leaf Storm. And then Dusknoir easily takes him out with like 2 Shadow Punches. So yeah, sorry Torterra, you got your first official win as a Torterra, and then you lost straight after. It's fine. So then I feel that after Torterra goes out, Ash would send out Glalie and Conway would send out Licky Licky. I feel like he sent out Licky Licky here because Infernape is not on the battlefield and Infernape has a type advantage against Licky Licky. So yeah. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention Dusknoir set up Trick Room with Torterra. And that actually carries over into the next match, Licky Licky versus Glalie. And I think something interesting happens here. So Glalie is way faster than Licky Licky. And then I feel like Licky Licky would use Lick on him straight away. And then Glalie would get paralyzed. But it's Trick Room. So that actually gives Glalie the advantage. He fires off a few ice beams and headbutts. And he actually wins against Licky Licky. Because of the paralysis from Lick. I just think that's such an interesting opportunity. So then that carries over into the next match. Dusknoir versus Glalie. The Trick Room ends. The Trick Room ends here because I feel like it's already been 5 turns. So the Trick Room ends. Glalie is not faster anymore. He's just paralyzed. And then Dusknoir easily mean look shadow punches him. Glalie is out. Okay. So the final match of Infernape versus Dusknoir. I feel like this would be a very intense fight. And I think Infernape would win by digging holes in the ground and firing off flamethrowers, just like he did in the battle versus Ash's Turtwig, all the way back when he was still a pool. So yeah, I do think Ash would win, even if he used his team against Conway, his intended team. Yeah, and also this would have been an insane battle. But Infernape does come out on top, so yeah, thanks for watching. If you want to check out a few more of my content, then maybe subscribe, like the video. Yeah, see you in the next video.